Hi. So there's a few of you that already know this is happening, and thank you guys so much for joining me. Um, this is actually pretty vulnerable. Some of you have maybe seen my past couple of posts just about like doing things that scare you, and specifically posting pictures online, taking pictures, you know, getting out there in the world, posting my Facebook Live yoga classes. I've kind of been dabbling with what it feels like to face fear and to overcome fear. I went on a huge snowshoeing hike to like the top of a mountain last week by myself, and that was like an awesome way that I faced my fears. I am so incredibly blessed that one of the places where I teach yoga is allowing me to teach Zoom classes, and I'm still able to get paid for them. And so some of you might not know this, but I teach at an intensive outpatient mental health facility. And so I teach there every Tuesday, Thursday from 3 to 4. And it's just been like the biggest blessing in my career to be able to teach in that space. And so I'm going to be doing those classes via Zoom from 3 to 4. But Zoom is like, I'm still figuring all that out. I'm still figuring out Facebook and everything like that. And I just woke up this morning feeling good for the first time in a while. I've been pretty depressed lately, and I think everyone can kind of relate, and kind of really trying to overcome feelings of worthlessness. Like my worth for so long was tied to teaching yoga, to doing one-on-one healing sessions, to hosting big events. And it's like when all of that was gone, I was left with this like insane feeling of worthlessness. And, you know, we all know that we have intrinsic value, and that our value is not determined by how many people show up to our events or whatever, but it's like in a time like this, we are really, really being faced with that. And then I got totally in my head around, oh, well, everybody's teaching online yoga classes and everybody's an online coach now, and like, I don't want to compete. And that was just driving me completely insane as well, because then I started to get into these comparisons and I started to feel even more worthless. So I really just have been focusing on like prayer in my own form and asking for help in whatever way that might show up, and asking for inspiration, because I definitely did not want to be like on here teaching yoga classes because I felt like I had to, because everyone was, or because I felt like I had to make money. Like, no. It's like, what would I do if everything else fell away? And I think we're all being faced with that question. Like, what would you do if everything else fell away? Because it just totally did. And so I actually woke up inspired for the first time since all of this has happened. I got up early. I went on a nice long walk. I'm really lucky to live near a creek that I can walk on. And I was like, okay, the Zoom thing's kind of like figuring that out, but I can do a Facebook Live. I can lead a yoga class. I can do what I love to do just because I love to do it. And so if you'd like to join, we're going to get started. I'm so grateful you guys are all here. I know there's a lot of yoga classes. People are saying that. But here we go. I've been wanting to do like a 8 or a 9 a.m. yoga class for so long, but it's hard to like get up and get out the door and get everything packed. So I'm in my little healing room, and if you've ever come and received a session from me, this is where I do my sessions. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So find your mat, or just a spot on the floor is fine. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me, and I'm just going to have to trust the flow of everything. Because once I start teaching, I'm like really in the zone. Like I consider teaching yoga my greatest form of channeling. Well, and meditations as well. And we'll get into that towards the end. But let me know, can you guys hear me okay? Looks like it. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to channel what comes through. I have a little reading to share with you guys about the Aries new moon that we just had, and actually it's from the Power Path, which is one of my favorite websites, and just what she says about this time frame. Of course, she wrote this before the coronavirus even happened. So let's see how it lands for you. Find your comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. And just begin to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let yourself make a sound. No one can hear you. Maybe they can. I don't know who's in your house. But we're online. It should be more free than you have felt in yoga before. So just a deep breath. And let it all go. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Allow your breath to return to normal for just a moment. And take a minute to start to tune into your belly, your solar plexus area. This is where I found that my fear mostly lives. This is where I found that when I can remove the fear and set it aside for a moment, where my inspiration mostly lives. And just let yourself really sit with that question that I posed a few moments ago. If everything else just fell away, what would you do? If it wasn't about making money, if it wasn't about building an online presence, if it wasn't about even having to show up, even having to get dressed and show up. Everyone always says getting dressed and showing up is 90%. What if you didn't have to go anywhere? What if you could just show up as you are in the comfort of your own home? What would you do? Right now you're choosing to do yoga just like me. Taking a bird's eye view of your life, what is it that you're being called to do? You might start to see images flash in front of your third eye. Just notice. More and more lately, I've been wondering, do we set intentions or do we just attune to what's already on its way? And see the visions. Just allow yourself to see and feel who you really are when everything else just falls away. This is typically where I say, set your intentions. So set your intentions or solidify your visions that are coming to you. And when you have, please bring the palms pressed together at heart center. I always like to begin my yoga classes with 2 cleansing breaths and an Om. And I use this Om to kind of fill the space, whatever space it is, to cleanse the space of any energies, to set the space as a sacred space for your movement, meditation, for your soul to be free, for you to be exactly who you are as you are right now. No thoughts about the past or the future. If they come in, just put them in an imaginary box off to the side. You can pick them up later. So please join me if you can in 2 cleansing breaths and an Om. In through the nose and out through the mouth. This time sigh. This time Om. Breathe it in. Notice how your space has shifted. With the intention to set a sacred space, you can usually feel it. And when you're ready, flutter the eyes open. Go ahead and begin to rub the hands together, create some heat and some friction with your hands. We're going to do this like 3 times, so really get the heat going. Once you've got that heat going, place it anywhere on your body that's calling for healing. Allow yourself to receive that healing energy, that heat. Second round, bring the hands together, create some heat and some friction with the hands. And again, it might be the same body part, it might be something totally different. This time, allow yourself to receive, but also consciously choose to participate in the giving. The giving of healing energy and love to yourself in these times. Even if you're alone in a tiny apartment, you can give and receive love freely in every moment. Third round we'll do together. Rub the hands together, create some heat and some friction with the hands. And then place the hands over the eyes. Allow the heat of the hands to soften the face. If you're comfortable, you can kind of palm the eyeballs a little bit. Just give them a gentle pressure. Usually in a full yoga class, this is where I say, smile, you know no one's watching. Even if you have to fake it, just try it. And when you're ready, peel the palms away and float the hands down. So we'll start with just like my favorite little warm-up sequence I like to do in the mornings and if I've been sitting for a while. So interlace the fingers, inhale, flip the palms, open the heart. And exhale, tuck the chin, round through the upper back, press the palms away. We'll just do this a few times together. Big inhale. And exhale. Let's do 2 more. Last one. This time inhale up, touch the palms overhead. And on an exhale, let the hands float all the way to the earth. I'm sitting on a pillow, so I'll move that out of the way. And just allow yourself to fold forward here. Now, I've been practicing yoga for close to 20 years, so if you're nowhere near having your head to the floor, if you're somewhere here, that's okay too. Took me years to get there. You might be able to do it faster. And I like to just sway side to side. Taking the deepest breaths that you can possibly take in through the nose. And out through the mouth, cleansing breath. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And slowly start to come on up. Switch which foot you have in front or on top. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower the right hand down, left arm reaches to the side. Inhale up through center. And exhale to the other side. It's early in the morning, we just gotta start gentle. Inhale up. And exhale over. And just start to find your flow. Maybe choose to seal your lips. Breathe in and out through the nose. All of a sudden your ha sounds like a Let's do 2 or 3 more. Just make sure to end on the opposite side from where you began. One more big inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to find a twist. So inhale, touch the palms overhead. And exhale, twist to the right. So the right hand comes behind you. Left hand on the right knee. And I like to engage my biceps a little bit here to just gently find some strength into the twist. Don't go too much. This is our first one of the day. Belly stays strong. That's important. Lift through the crown of the head. Chin over that right shoulder and bring the eyes into the corners of their sockets. So even the eyes are twisting here. Big inhale. Full exhale. Now very slowly, first the head, then the shoulders, then the belly. That's the unwind. I like to sweep the arms up. Big inhale. And exhale, twisting in the opposite direction. So be gentle, first time in this direction, but just a little squeeze of both biceps. Notice how that helps you to sit up a little taller. Chin over that left shoulder, eyes in the corners of the sockets. Full breath cycle here. Beautiful unwind, first the chin, then the shoulders and the belly. Inhale up. Now we're just going to flow. And exhale, gentle twist. Don't get too stuck here. We won't be here too long. Inhale up through center. And exhale, twist in the opposite direction. So I like to think of this as clearing the energetic field. Just sweeping your hands like you would sweep your front porch. And just clearing away any debris, any energy that doesn't belong to you. Sweeping away any fear. Sweeping away any anxiety, sweeping away any doubt, and just setting now your personal bubble for the day so that you can carry the sacred space with you even when you're not practicing yoga asana in this form. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Just make sure to end in the opposite direction from where you began. And inhale up through center. Exhale, once again, fold. So just like we did on the first side, maybe you're up here, that's okay. See if it feels good to sway. And remember the breath. So breathing in and out through the nose, most of the class, but there's a lot of times where I find tension, and that's where you take that cleansing breath, that big ah. 3 more deep breaths here. 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. And slowly start to come on up. Let's release the legs and bring them out in front of you. If you have socks on, you might take them off because we'll get to standing here in a few minutes. Just bring the legs out in front of you and give them a little shake. A little tap, a little shake. Beautiful. Easy for forward fold flow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, easy fold. So I've got my toes pointed right now. You can see how that feels. Do a couple more. I like to do these on the floor before I even think about sun salutations standing, especially first thing in the morning. And then try flexed feet. And fold. Let's do two more. Last one. And slowly start to come on up. Let's bring the feet nice and wide. And just start to rock the pelvis forward and back. I did this in my class on Monday too, so maybe you did this with me already. So the rocking of the pelvis forward and back, the idea is that eventually you'll be able to tip the pelvis forward and belly button comes towards the earth. So tip the pelvis forward, then bring the hands forward. Now resist the urge to round and just hang. Walk the hands back if you need to. Walk the shoulders back if you need to. Keep that heart open. And I like a little sway side to side. The deepest breaths you can possibly take. Open mouth, exhale to release. If you close those lips, you're going to make a nice sound. And don't push yourself too far. I find myself here wanting to go all the way chest to the floor because I have before, but you know what? Not right now. Back it up. Find just what feels good, just what feels juicy. A little sway. Two more deep breaths. Last one. Beautiful. And come on up. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Grab a hold of the ankles. And take a minute to just, once again, scoop that heart through. The feet are going to open up like a book. So just a little. Grab a hold of the ankles, and just like we did in our twist, we're going to keep those shoulder blades strong and engage the biceps to start to pull the head forward. So without rounding here, staying nice and long, draw the heart towards the feet. And if it's comfortable for you, you can widen the shoulder blades and press the elbows into the knees. I like a little flutter the wings, rock side to side. 4 more deep breaths here. Three. Two. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. And slowly start to come on up. Bring that left knee up and slide the right foot underneath so that the left foot can come over top of the right quadricep. Now try your best to keep that left sits bone rooted all the way into the earth. And just a gentle hug into the chest. For those of you just joining us, feel free to grab a mat or a spot on the floor and just do some stretches with us here. So you're going to wrap the right arm around the left knee and sit up nice and tall. Now we've already been doing some twists today, so you can see how it feels. Maybe you're going a little bit deeper each time. And when you're ready, bringing the chin over the left shoulder, the eyes move into the corners of their sockets. Now, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you'll inhale that left arm reaches and exhale, bring it behind you. And once again, if you'd like to go deeper, inhale, right arm reaches, exhale, hook it on the outside of the leg. So just a couple deep breaths here. Maybe that's not where you are, maybe you're right here. That feels really good, and that's awesome. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. And when you're ready, slowly come back to center. So you can switch the legs, or you can try this fun move where the hands are going to come to the right side, and you're going to roll on the toe and the heel of the foot, and roll on the toe and the heel of the foot, and come all the way around to seated. So now we have this right foot on top of the left. Make sure the right sits bone is rooted into the earth. Really feel it there. And then when you're ready, left arm wraps around right knee, belly gently engaged, and bringing your chin over that right shoulder. Bring the eyes into the corners of their sockets. If you'd like to go deeper, inhale, right arm reaches. Exhale, bring it down behind you. Once again, if you'd like to go deeper, inhale, the left arm reaches. And exhale, hook it on the outside of the leg. Couple of deep breaths here. You might notice in my practice, I tend to kind of rock and move a lot. I invite you to just explore your body, explore what feels good. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. And slowly begin to unwind. Let's find our way into the tabletop position. So, on the hands and the knees. And moving through just a few cow and cat poses. I like to say cow-cat instead of cat-cow, because most people usually start with the cow. So drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze. Now, instead of just rounding up into cat, you can try that once, see how it feels like. Press the earth away, hug the belly in, angry cat pose. Let's try to find an undulation here. So start in your cow pose. And first let's just articulate the tailbone, just the tailbone. Notice the head and shoulders aren't moving at all. Just tuck and lift. This kind of activates the lower belly. You might tuck and hold. And lift. Tuck and hold. And lift. All right. So now let your lower back be neutral. Let your head be steady. And just lift and lower the chest, the heart. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You can lift and hold and feel that engagement in the solar plexus, the upper belly. And lower. I mean, the head moves a little bit, but we're keeping the neck mostly stable. And then when you're ready, find your neutral lower back, your neutral chest. We're just going to lift and tuck the chin. Lift. You can even give yourself a little underbite. And tuck. Lift. And tuck. And now we're going to weave all of them together in this like undulation. So starting in cow is a good place to start. It's going to be tailbone, back of the heart, chin, and then tailbone, back of the heart, chin. That's the inhale. Exhale, roll it up into cat. Inhale, roll it down into cow. And exhale, roll it up into cat. 3 more. 2. 1. And come on back to center. Did everyone feel that undulation, how it's different than just a cow and cat and cow and cat, right? All right. So from here, let's go ahead and find our way to standing. Ground into the earth. I like to kind of lift and spread my toes and place them so that they're rooted, they're grounded, but not efforting. Roll the shoulders up and back and down, palms face forward. We're just going to do a couple of gentle forward folds to get the blood moving. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, swan dive down. So try soft knees in your swan dive down. I locked my knees for 10 years, and what it did was it overstretched my lower back. So if you can soften the knees and keep that lower back strong, you're going to feel a lot better in the long run. And let's find a halfway lift. So again, soft knees. These lock knees things, I don't even know. I'd love to talk to some other yoga teachers about that because I do not agree with that at all. So here we are. We can engage the belly here. If the knees are locked, it's a lot harder to engage the belly. Spine flat, back of the neck long, and the glutes are engaged. I got sleepy glutes from doing too many straight-legged forward folds. So keep the engagement through the legs, and then you can pull deep. Notice my legs don't really straighten. Let's try again. Inhale up, halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep. One more. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, dive deep. Beautiful. Inhale, swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now, I sometimes get dizzy. If you ever get dizzy, just bring the hands to the knees for like 10 seconds, and for whatever reason, it works. So hands at the heart. Coming back to your intention, this theme that we called in today. If everything in the world were to just fall away, who would you be? What would you do? If it weren't about money, if it weren't about getting dressed and showing up. These are these times. This is what we're learning about ourselves. What do you do if you only have to show up for yourself? Ooh, that's a big one. It took me a couple weeks to get here to where I wanted to share, because this is a time of just finding your center, finding your core. All right, let's move. Flutter the eyes open. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, soft knees, forward fold. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands and come into a high plank position. I like to kind of walk the hands a little bit, drop the hips a little side to side, get a little splinter in my hand, and just start to feel into your core. This is why people do yoga in the mornings, because it helps us get into our body. You're not going to accidentally hurt yourself bending over to pick up your purse if you're engaged with your core. So you're welcome to stay high here, or you might come to the knees. I can demonstrate this sideways as well. Right? So stay high or come to the knees. And on an exhale, we're going to lower. Elbows hug in and lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So flat on the belly. Let's go ahead and take the right ear to the earth and let the hands rest at the hips and just give it a little wiggle. This is one of my favorite poses at the end of the day when it's time to let gravity win. But I already went on an hour walk today, so it feels good right now. Take a sigh. Let's try the other ear. And just wiggle the hips. Breathe in deep and let it all go. One more. So let's do a little bit of spinal lengthening and strengthening here. So bring the hands under the shoulders, plant the feet firmly into the earth. Then on an inhale, come on up into a low cobra. So resist the temptation to lift the chin. Just keep the neck as an extension of the line that's coming from the tips of the toes out through the crown of the head. Start to engage in that lower belly area. Feel the whole support of the spine on the front side of the body as you inhale, lift a little deeper, a little higher. There's really no weight in the hands just yet. It's all in the spine. Big inhale. And exhale, lower. Let's try that again. Hold at the top. Maybe this time you lift your feet. I'm shaking today for 3, 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale, gently lower. Inhale up through tabletop. And exhale, let's find child's pose. So for years I've been seeing and hearing and teaching knees wide during child's pose. But lately, it's felt really good to bring the knees just kind of in their natural place, so I have a little bit of pressure on my ribs, and just see how that feels to you. I find it feels much better in my back. I'm actually going to bring my knees even closer today. So play around. Maybe it feels really good to come wide. I mean, I'm super flexible in that way, so I'm not getting the same benefit as I once did. Maybe it feels good to bring the knees in close. Just make sure your forehead is touching something. Maybe it's the earth. Maybe it's a pillow. And allow yourself for just a moment to rest here as I do the reading for the day. Tuning in with our theme. Tuning in with your intention. Taking a few deep breaths here in child's pose. So, shameless plug for this website called thepowerpath.com. It's one of my all-time favorite websites for just inspiration. It seems that the monthly forecasts are written based on astrology, but it's without any real astro speak, and it's just really poignant, the messages that are coming through. So the main theme for March is discernment, and you can go through, you can read all about that, but I'm just going to skip ahead to the part at the end where it talks about this particular time period at the end of March, after the Aries new moon. During this time, between March 24th and 31st, there's a great need for assimilation as well as support to anchor in new habits and patterns. We may be like newborns seeing the world for the first time through new eyes and facing every experience with the anticipation that will be a new and unfamiliar landscape. You can support this process by changing things up for yourself, creating a new habit, bringing something new into your life, nurturing a new relationship, or taking a risk towards something that feels intuitive, even though you may not have any mental confirmation. It is important to celebrate, to keep your vibration high, to keep your inspiration active, to keep your boundaries strong, and to stay in your own lane. Not everyone will experience this time frame positively. You have only to worry about yourself, as you cannot bring anyone else with you. Be the light at the end of the tunnel so others can find their way. Be the positive point of reference and not a contributor to the cause of suffering. And I love this because it was written before any of this coronavirus happened. So from child's pose, I want you to really think about seeing with new eyes, about being a newborn baby, about moving through this practice in a way that feels fresh and new, this new world, practicing yoga on Facebook Live, online, in your own home. I mean, it's wild, right? All right, when you're ready, inhale up through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So first down dog of the class, probably the first down dog of the day. How can you see it with newborn eyes? How can you feel it as if you felt it for the first time right now? Notice I'm moving a lot. You're welcome to stay stationary if you wish. I had about 10 years of stillness in yoga, and more, I just want to feel how my body feels. You probably heard some yoga teachers starting to tune into organic movement. So just taking any organic movement that feels good to you. Let's do 3 more deep breaths here. 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. And let's walk the feet towards the hands for ragdoll. Soften the knees. Grab opposite biceps. Shake the head yes and no. Open and close the jaw a few times. Sway side to side. You can bounce a little bit if that feels good to you. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Hopefully your knees are still soft. I'm going to keep coming back to that. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep forward fold. Keep the legs engaged. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. So we're going to find just a real gentle flow here this morning. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank position. Inhale, stay high or come to the knees. Exhale, lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Uncurl the toes. Inhale up. Maybe this time you're coming into a higher cobra. You're pressing into the hands a little bit. That's okay. Exhale, lower. We'll do that a couple more times. Maybe your inhale cobra is just a baby cobra. It's okay, lower. And maybe you feel like coming all the way up into an upward facing dog. That's the soles of the feet and the hands on the earth. And exhale, lower. That's not normally how this goes. All right, let's all find just whatever your kind of high cobra is today. Just look left. Stretch out the neck. And look right. And on your exhale, lower. Inhale through tabletop or high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, woo! There's my altar. Lift that right leg up. And let's take a knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. Knee to the nose. We'll do this 3 times. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, step it between the hands. So take a minute to find your footing here. This is our first round. We'll get into the flow in just a minute. Squeeze the inner thighs and come on up for crescent pose. So I like to play around with my feet a little bit here. I have not only sleepy glutes, but I have a mountain biking injury in my quadricep, and I find Sometimes my body is trying to adjust and do things a little bit easier instead of the way that I want it to. So see what happens. Toes are engaged, but the weight is in the heel of that right foot. Ooh, that's really going to bring the work where you want it. I'm working on building my strength here when I hold these poses a little bit longer. And you might feel if you're really pushed down into that left heel, come on up onto the tippy toe a little bit. It's going to bring that weight back into that front foot. 3 deep breaths here. Maybe you bring your hands behind your head, elbows in. 2. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, release the arms up. Exhale, drop the back heel and find your way into a warrior 2. So I know I have at least one beginner watching today, so I'm just going to break it down. Right heel aligned with the inner arch of the left foot. Toes spread, engaged, but not overworking. Belly strong. Arms at shoulder height. And I like to bring my visualization, my drishti, my gaze to that right middle finger. Make sure the right knee is stacked directly over the right ankle and that you can just barely see the right big toe inside the knee. 2 more deep breaths here. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale through reverse warrior. So left hand is just resting on the back of that left leg. And the right arm reaches up. A lot of people take reverse warrior with the chest facing forward and the gaze up towards the sky. You're welcome to do that. I like more of a side stretch. So I like to gaze towards that back foot, that left foot, and feel the stretch from the right quadricep all the way out through the fingertips. One more big inhale. And exhale. Inhale up through warrior 2. And exhale. We're going to windmill the hands down. Right hand, left hand. Step it back. High plank position. Inhale, stay high or come to the knees. And exhale, lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up, low cobra, high cobra, up dog. Exhale, lower back down. Give it a try. If you're doing vinyasas in your own home, that's totally fine too. Inhale up through tabletop or high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Just take a little hop, a little shake. Ground down, preparing for the second side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose. 2 more. Big inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, step it through. So find your footing. The back heel is lifted, toes are rooted. And see if you can go ahead and start by pressing down into that left heel. Start by coming up onto the right tippy toes. And then find your way into crescent. If you ever need to balance, you can use your hand on that front leg. Just really feeling a firing up energy. I've been teaching nighttime yoga classes for years. And I can spend my whole day, bending over to pick up a piece of dirty laundry and not being activated, not being engaged. This is a new practice for me, a new habit, like the reading said, of teaching these yoga classes in the morning. Feels so good. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. When you're ready, drop the back heel and open up the arms for warrior 2. So here you can really see kind of the knee, what wants to happen here. It tends to go in, pull it out, Make sure that the knee is stacked directly over the foot. That left heel lined up with the inner arch on the right foot. And then bring the arms up. You can take a look back. See if you're even. The gaze is over that left middle finger. That's your drishti. That's your gaze. This is easy. We're holding poses. We're breathing. We're moving. We're activating. 2 more deep breaths. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. When you're ready, drop your back hand. Reach your left arm up and back. Find your warrior from this left quadricep out through the fingertips. That's a big inhale. And exhale, windmill down. Left hand, right hand, step it back. You can flow through a vinyasa if you choose. Otherwise, we're going to stick with what we've been doing today. Big inhale. Exhale, lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up, low cobra, high cobra, or up dog. Exhale, gently lower. Inhale through tabletop. And exhale, child's pose. 3 deep cleansing breaths here. 2. Last one, big inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. Inhale up through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And when you're ready, walk towards the front of your mat. Find your forward fold. Soft knees. Inhale up to a halfway lift. Exhale, dive deep. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to have an opportunity here to just flow through one time. I know some of you are practiced yogis. Feel free to keep going. Feel free to add on. Feel free to do whatever you want. But in an effort to make this class an hour long, we started a few minutes late. We're going to do one nice flow, just feeling into it, especially for my beginners out there. Thank you so much for joining me. And then we're going to go into our deep relaxation, which, in case no one's told you, this is the whole point of yoga. We move so that we can find stillness. Just think about that as we're moving, right? All right. Hands to the heart. Come back to your intention. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, open the heart. We didn't do this last time. Oh, it feels so good. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank position. Inhale, stay high or come to the knees. Exhale, lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up, cobra, up dog. And exhale, lower. Inhale through tabletop or high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose 3 times. Inhale, reach. Think about activating your core so that every step you take for the rest of the day is active, engaged. Last one, big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, step it through. Ground into that heel right away. Inhale up through crescent. Exhale, blossom open, warrior 2. Inhale through reverse. And exhale, windmill down, right hand, left hand. Step it back. Inhale, stay high or come to the knees. Exhale, lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up, low cobra, up dog, a high cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale through tabletop or high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to the nose. 2 more. Think about why you're doing this. Think about your intention. Inhale, reach it up and back. And exhale, step it through. Inhale up through crescent. Exhale, blossom open, warrior 2. Inhale through reverse. And exhale, windmill down, left hand, right hand, step it back. Final round, big inhale. Exhale, lower to 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. Inhale through tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. 3 cleansing breaths here. 2. Last one. Beautiful. When you're ready, come on up. You'll just shift around until you're flat on your back. So I have these bolsters at home. You can roll. That one's really dirty from Burning Man. This is my non-Burning Man one. But if you have a bolster or a rolled up blanket, you might want to put it under the knees. And if you got a little sweaty like I did, I don't know, I sweated more today than I have doing or teaching yoga in like a year. So maybe it's just being nervous about being online. But if I get a little sweaty, I like to kind of cover myself up, at least just my core, right? So we're going to be here for a few minutes in this relaxation portion. For the 14 of you that have been with me this whole class, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to see who was practicing with me. If you have been here, please do not skip this part. This is the whole point. So find yourself flat on the back. If you have a little soft padding for under the head, not a high pillow, just soft padding. Palms face up. Close the eyes. And just come back to the breath. I like to think of everything we just did. I'm just making this up right now, but it's like everything we just did was all the ingredients in a yummy smoothie. And now we get to drink it up. Drinking in all the benefits of our practice through the breath. And choosing to breathe, not just through the lungs, not just through the nose or the mouth, but choosing to breathe through every single cell of your entire body. Breathing in the prana, the life force. Now, if the whole point of yoga is to come to a state of meditation, then here we are. A lot of people find meditation challenging, however, because of the mind. So the way that I approach this whole practice is first we move our bodies so we can then find stillness within the body. Then we move our minds so we can find stillness within the mind. So get any last wiggles out of the way for the body. And just notice, where does your mind live right now? My last little wiggle. Where does your mind live right now? Is it in the past or the future? Is it filling the whole room? Is it in your brain? That's where most of us live. Maybe you've trained yourself to be in your heart. Wherever your mind is, I invite you to condense it to a ball of light that can move throughout the body. So make sure it's somewhere within the body. Notice if the ball of light has a specific color, hue. This is your mind. The mind is not the brain. The brain is a tool just like the body. But your mind is your awareness. Where the mind goes, energy flows, right? So allow your mind to travel down to the tailbone of your body. Through both hips and upper legs, lower legs, feet, and into the tips of all 10 toes. Where the mind goes, energy flows, bringing a fresh wave of prana, life force energy, peace and relaxation from the tips of the toes up through the feet and the ankles. Feel this wave of energy travel with your awareness, with your mind, as it travels up through the shins and the calves, the knees. Feel this wave of peaceful, blissful, prana-filled energy moving up through the quadriceps, hamstrings, inner and outer thighs, and the hips. Relax the hips. The hip flexors or groin area, the glutes or buttocks muscles, the whole pelvis, the hip joints, the pelvic floor, even the root softens and relaxes. Relax through all of the internal organs. Feel a delicious heaviness, a nurturing awareness of your internal organs and all the work that they do for you every day without you having to schedule or micromanage, just sending so much love and appreciation to all of your internal organs. Allow your mind to travel into your diaphragm as you soften and relax the diaphragm, the lungs and the ribs. 360 degrees around, remember. Even the intercostal muscles between the ribs on the front and the back. Kind of swirling around the lungs and the ribs. Begin to swirl around the heart space. Feeling deeply into what does it mean to have a soft heart? How can you soften your heart? Allow your awareness to travel, this prana, this energy and peace, traveling through the chest or pectoral muscles into the armpits and down the side bodies to the lower back. Feel a softening, a widening, a relaxing through the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back. Let the shoulder blades melt more deeply towards the earth. Relax across the tops of the shoulders and into the biceps and triceps, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists. Relax the backs and the palms of the hands and into the tips of all 10 fingers. This is my favorite point in the practice, when the body is totally still and the mind is in the tips of the fingers. It's a perfect place to feel the movement and the stillness, the life force, the prana, the chi, pulsing, buzzing, vibrating in the fingertips. And allow your awareness, your mind to travel back up through the hands, the lower arms, the upper arms, the shoulders. Relax down the collarbones and up the front of the neck, around the sides of the neck and up the back of the neck. Relax all the way up the back of the neck to the crown of the head. Feel softening and opening in the crown of the head as you relax the skull and the scalp. Even relax the hair. And into the forehead, let the forehead melt. Melt through the temples, the sides of the head, the ears, and into the lower jaw. Relax all the way down the lower jaw to the chin, the lips, the tongue. Even relax the teeth and the roof of the mouth, creating some space there. Through the roof of the mouth, through the sinuses to the nose and cheeks, relax the nose and cheeks. And into the eye area, relax the eyebrows, the eyelids, the circular muscles that line the eye sockets. Even the eyeballs relax and sink deep. There's a gentle inwards and upwards rotation of the eyes, nothing forced. Totally natural as your awareness comes to the center of the brain at the tippy top of the spinal column. Relax the brain as a muscle. Feel it soften. And allow your mind, allow your awareness to drop back down into your heart. So the brain doesn't need to work anymore, it's relaxed. The body doesn't need to work anymore, it's relaxed. But the mind and the awareness are still here, right there in your heart space. With the eyes closed, just listen to the earth. Listen to the heavens. Listen to your guides, your angels. And then allow even that to fall away as you become solely tuned in to who you are when everything else has fallen away. Your heart space, your essence. Your higher self. And from this place, listen for any messages from just you, not from those outside sources, but just from you when everything else falls away. Is there anything that you would like to say to you right now? And smile at receiving that message. Keeping your eyes closed until our final namaste. Start to reunite the body and the mind and the spirit through the bridge of the breath. And start to wiggle the fingers and toes. You can touch the thumbs to each finger. You can circle the wrists and the ankles. Move the head from side to side. And reach the arms up overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. Fingertips to toes. Don't forget the toes. And on an exhale, completely surrender, relax, let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale, surrender. Bend the knees one at a time. Bring your feet to the earth below you. And roll to the left or the right side through the fetal position. Allow yourself to feel so cozy and so held, so loved and supported for just a moment. Maybe make that sound. Give it a try. Beautiful. And when you're ready, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. I try and keep my eyes closed, but I don't think it really matters. And from your comfortable seat, bring the hands to press together at heart center. Thumbs into the chest, fingers spread wide. So you're really radiating these intentions, your heart essence, like what it is that's inside of you when everything else has fallen away. How can you radiate that out to the world, even without going anywhere, even without seeing anybody? Becoming a radiant heart. We'll seal our practice, we'll seal our space and place and time with 2 cleansing breaths and 1 Om in through the nose and out through the mouth. This time sigh. This time Om. Thumbs to the heart, then the lips, then the forehead, to remind us to keep this essence, this intention, this true you in your heart, in your words, and in your thoughts. As we bow to each other that did this class together, to every being on the planet, that soul essence, that energy, that intention within me, honors and supports that essence, that energy and intention within each of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I did one Facebook Live yoga class like 4 years ago, so this is the second one. There was 14 of you guys that did it the whole time, and it looks like the number fluctuated from like 16 to 30 or whatever, so some people were just watching, but aren't you glad they were watching me and not you, that you were in the comfort of your own home? With that being said, you know, the theme from the beginning of this class was around facing our fears. And I think that that is the main message of what we're going through right now, is facing your fears. And so for me, it's been climbing a mountain, it's been posting on pictures and talking about fear, but this has been like the biggest like overcoming the fear thing that I've ever done. I literally was sweaty from going on a walk. I had no makeup on, like bedhead, like whatever, it doesn't even matter. I just was ready to do my practice, and I felt like sharing it. And I think the only reason I got here was because I cried for like the past 3 days, and I kind of cleared the channel of all the fear and all the gunk that I was holding on to. I mean, literally, I have been crying for like days. And then I just decided, I mean, my dad is like somehow transformed into like the spiritual guru in these times. And he just reminded me that you can choose to be happy. You can choose to be okay no matter what. And I woke up this morning feeling great. I went on a walk. I came here to share this class with you guys. I would love to do this a couple times a week, maybe every day. I don't know. You guys are going to have to tell me what you like, what's going on. I do have a Venmo and a PayPal if anyone feels like donating. That would be super appreciated. But that's not what this is about. I almost didn't even put that on there, but it is in the description. But a different yoga teacher kind of posted today, like, hey, yoga teachers, please don't do free yoga classes because it takes away from the rest of us. And I remember when I first started saying the exact same thing to my students. I remember like I was working for $12 an hour and I was busting my butt and I was doing 20 yoga classes a week and people were doing these free yoga classes in the park and I was losing my mind. So I hear what that person was saying. I don't remember who it was. But you know, I'm in a place right now where like I'm okay financially. I don't even know how I'm so okay. I don't know how I'll be next month, but like I'm okay right now. So don't make a donation if you can't. But do it if it feels good. And do it if it's a way of like reciprocating. And maybe if you don't have anything to donate, you want to give some words of encouragement, or you have some other gift, or maybe you want to share something, you know, figure out a way for this to be reciprocal and feel really good for you. And of course, I'm more than happy to receive donations for the class. It will definitely be put to good use, gas in my big gas guzzling van that I'm hoping to upgrade at some point in the future. So it's like, this is how we keep it going. Like, I got to tell you what that money's going to go towards, right? Because otherwise it's just whatever. Yeah, a more fuel efficient vehicle in the future. So I love you guys so much. Please do something that scares you, especially in these times of great fear. Like, I talked about it the other day. It's homeopathic doses. Do something that scares you and see if you can clear the fear, and then find out who you are when it all falls away. And that doesn't mean you have to share videos on Facebook. It might be you being the best mom you can possibly be. It might be you going into the woods and making prayers for the earth. It might be you calling every single person in your family to make sure they're okay. It might be you writing a book or singing a song, or just laying on the floor and being. Whatever it is, do whatever you can to clear the fear so that you can find your true essence and share it with the world. Thank you all so much. I love you. Namaste.